We've got two things to work with now. One is our distance formula, rate times time equals distance. And the other is this feature of what happens when the wind or current enters into the picture. Let's take a look at an example. We'll start with an example of an airplane. Our example says, flying with the wind, a small plane can fly 600 miles in 3 hours. Flying with the wind, a small plane can fly 600 miles in 3 hours. Against the wind, it can fly only 480 miles in the same amount of time. Against the wind, it can fly only 480 miles in the same amount of time. With the wind, 600 miles in 3 hours. Against the wind, 480 miles in the same amount of time. Find the rate of the plane in calm air and the rate of the wind. Find the rate of the plane in calm air and the rate of the wind. When we're asked to find the rate of the plane in calm air means if there were not any wind at all. So we're to find the rate of the plane all by itself, without any wind at all, and the rate of the wind. To work with this, we must have some letters. This time we need the letters even before we start the chart. We're to find the rate of the plane in calm air and the rate of the wind. Let's get letters to stand for the rate of the plane by itself and the rate of the wind. The rate of the plane, well, the easiest thing is to call it P for plane. So let's make it easy. The rate of the plane is P, the rate of the wind, W for wind. So we have the rate of the plane is P and the rate of the wind is W. Remember that we're going to have to put the rate of the plane and the wind together, either by adding them or by subtracting them, and so we must have two letters to be able to add the two and to subtract the two. Let's go now to our chart. Our chart says, across the top, rate times time equals distance. And our two rows are with the wind and against the wind. Let's go back to our numbers. The first number we are given is 600. It says, flying with the wind, a small plane can fly 600 miles. 600 is miles. The distance is in miles. And we have 600 for with the wind. So I'll put that in the row that says with the wind. The next number is 3. That's in hours. Hours is the unit of time. Flying with the wind, it takes 3 hours. The next number we're given is 480. 480 is miles. That's the distance. And it says that's for against the wind, so the distance against the wind is 480. We're told that the 480 is in the same amount of time. That means that the 480 is for a time of 3 hours also. Notice the second 3 was not written on the page. We had to tease it out of the words. We're told the same amount of time, and so of course 3 hours for one of them means 3 hours must be for the other one as well. We're to find the rate of the plane and the rate of the wind. We have assigned for the rate of the plane the letter P. We know that working with the wind, we have the plane's rate plus the wind's rate. Working against the wind, we have the plane's rate minus the wind's rate. Now, this chart is different from the others we've seen because there is no total or mixture line. This time, we obtain the equations by following the formula across the top. The rate times the time equals the distance. So the rate, P plus W, which by the way must be in miles per hour, the rate P plus W times the time 3 must equal 600. P plus W times 3 I can better write as 3 times P plus W. So 3 times in parentheses P plus W equals 600. And the other equation comes from the second row. P minus W times 3 is 480. And so I get 3 times P minus W equals 480.